Mr. Biggs.
Thank you. I want to just, before we continue our conversation we were having about New Mexico, I want to just provide context regarding the FACE Act and the prosecution disparity, which looks like it's almost 16-1. Pro-life people are prosecuted 16 times to 1. It is important to put in context that since the Dobbs case was leaked, there's been over 100 attacks on pro-life centers, birthing centers, and churches. And so that makes the numbers even more disparate and creates a perception of bias here. But I want to go back to some of the things you said. You said in your opening that, quote, "We protect the civil rights of every American," close quote. Your job is to enforce the Constitution, even-handed enforcement in applying the law. Those are things that you said. And then, again, in the Texas question that you were given, because the representative on the other side was upset because the legislature and the governor enacted a law that she felt was unconstitutional, blatantly unconstitutional with regard to immigration law. And she said, what can you do? And you said, we could file suit. That's a quote, we could file suit. So the reason that I bring that up is because when I asked you, and when the chairman was asking you about, did you file an amicus, did you file a statement of interest with vis-a-vis the governor of New Mexico's abridgment of the Second Amendment rights of New Mexicans by saying in Bernalillo County, you can't carry a handgun outside of your home. You said, well, we enforce the laws that Congress passes and enacts. And so I wanted to ask you then, after I heard that, and we ran out of time, was if the Texas law is dealing with immigration border security issues, and you said we could file a lawsuit, has Congress enacted a law that would allow you to even investigate border security issues?
No, Congressman, and I just want, Congress has not given the Civil Rights Division clear authority or direction to file civil suits regarding the possession of firearms.
No,
ATF.
But you told us that you could file a lawsuit vis-a-vis a state trying to enforce its border because they're being overrun.
Oh,
are you telling me that you find some statutory authority for that?
Only if there is a violation of a federal law that Congress has put on the books that the division is tasked with enforcing. That would be a very critical qualifier. So
in this particular instance, then, what you're telling me is when the Second Amendment is directly being violated in such a way that you're right, there was an injunction almost immediately put in place because why a private action was brought, and y'all never weighed into it. DOJ never, not just your division, but nobody from DOJ ever weighed into it. You're saying that you couldn't go forward with that, and I find that absolutely astonishing, quite frankly. And I'm going to now submit, before I run out of time, I'm sorry to take up all this time, but for the record, document an article, troopers who fatally shot a Cop City activist near Atlanta won't be charged, prosecutor says, wherein it discloses that the individual shot at the police 4 times before fire was returned.
Without objection.
Thank you. Yield back.
Thank the gentleman from Arizona. I would now yield to the gentleman